Hey guys, what's up? I'm back out here in the shed today, just messing around. I'm actually working on my 2x72 belt grinder, but I wanted to throw out a video today of my forge on how I built mine and what I've done to it. I'm gonna throw this out to for Dwayne at Dwayne T64, I think is the correct. I'll put a link to his description down in the YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel down in the YouTube. Down into. Let me get this out right. I'll put a link to his description, to his channel, down in the description box. I'll put a link to his channel down in the description, and we'll. He wanted me to throw out a video today well, sometime this week to show how I built my forge and the burner. So I'm going to do that, and hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a short video, but we're going to come along with that, and we're going to get started back on this 2x72 belt grinder, which is, I've been putting it off forever. I finally got a motor to put on it. I took a motor off an old compressor that I'm going to put on there. It's a 1 horsepower. It puts out 3,464 RPMs, which should be plenty enough for my belt grinder. Probably too much, but it's not a 3-directional motor. It's not a 3-speed motor, so I can't get the speed down any at all. So it's going to be what it is. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll start from scratch. So hang with us, guys, and we'll turn this camera around and I'll show you exactly what I've done to my forge and how I built it. To start out with, the base of the whole forge is made from fire bricks. And what I did, I took angle iron and made the base, the frame of it. If I can get some of these bricks off here, I'll show you. It's quite hot. I had it running earlier just to heat up the garage, heat up the shed a little bit. But anyways, this is what we have. We have angle iron running down. It's like a rectangle square. I don't know the dimensions on it. I can give you the dimensions later. But I just wanted to throw out this short video today. And the fire bricks that I purchased from Tractor Supply, you can get those at any Tractor Supply. They're like $4 and something a brick. And these are the ones that I use. They're, I think, 9x4 or 8.5x4. But those are the ones I use in here. I have them lined in the bottom and in the top, and then just eye bolted down the side to bolt it on there. I do have videos of me building this forge. So now the blower itself is just regular water pipe, black pipe if you want to call it. The reducer, it reduces from 2" down to 1", which fits the 1" pipe. Now I have a 2" pipe running down into the actual forge right here, and then the reducer here, the 2" for the 1" pipe, and the 1" pipe is, I think, 8.5 inches long, going into here. Now this one is a 3/8, which you'll have to drill the reducer to get that pipe in there. And what I did is drilled it on my drill press. If you don't have a drill press, you can drill it with a drill. And in order for this pipe to go through, and you'll have to cap one end of this pipe off to keep the gas from escaping. Now I just got this is just a regular water valve, which you got to make sure that it's all brass inside. You don't want plastic inside there, because it does get a little hot up in here. Not that hot, but it will melt that plastic inside there. And then the hose running off, going down to the propane tank, what I'll show you in a few minutes. But in order to get the blower tip focus in there, anyways, with this pipe inside here, you have to tap the center of it and put a I use a welding tip to go in there. Let me see if I can find that welding tip. I know I have one over here somewhere on my desk. And this is what I use for the welding tip. The Hobart .030 tip. And you'll tap that out in order to get that small fine hole on the top for the gas to blow through. And this is left open to feed the oxygen into the blower to cause the flame to turn blue. And we'll fire it up in a few minutes and I'll show you what I mean by that. But yep. So 3/8 cap it off. Before you do that, you want to when you get this in here, you want to make sure that tip, that welding tip, is in the center of this pipe right here. Is in the center, and also in the center of the larger 1-inch diameter pipe, in order to get the gas to flow through right. Because if you don't, if it's on the side or on the either side of it, it will not flow through right and it won't burn right. So, as you can see, when I fire it up, it burns pretty good. With this one, it is gas, so just be careful when you're doing these things and you don't get hurt doing these things. That's not what we're intended to do with these. But once that is centered in and it's capped off here, I went ahead and I tack welded it to the reducer in order for it to stay in the center and stay stationary. You want it to stay stationary the whole time, because that way it feeds the gas through the pipe down into the forge a whole lot better. And the reason this bottom one has this reducer on there, because you want to get that gas, that propane to circulate down through there, and it gives it kind of a tunnel effect to heat up to make the gas burn hotter. Now, the hose that I have on here, you can purchase this hose off of Amazon, which I did, and I'm not getting paid to do this. So it is a high pressure regulator, which amounts to your propane tank, which I'm going to get a bigger propane tank for mine. This is just what I'm using now, but a high pressure regulator will go up to 30 psi. This one's regulated to go up to 60, but this tank will only pressurized at 30. So, well, the regulator is only is only regulated at 30 psi, which is plenty enough to get your flame to blue to heat up the forge. Right now my tank's almost empty, so it's not up as high as pressure it could be. But and that's the basic of the forge. It's not that complicated. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to build. It didn't take me really that long to figure it out after watching a couple YouTube videos, but I want to throw this one out to you guys today to show you how I did it and why my forge runs so hot as it does. Now, I don't have a temperature gauge on it, so I can't really tell you how hot it does burn. But my temperature gauge only goes up to like 650, and it says whenever I point it on it, it says it's too high. So it gets a lot hotter than that 650 degrees. But it does get hot enough to get your metal hot enough to start hammering on it. Now, I did set mine up to have a second blower on it, which I have not put on it yet. I've tried, but I just didn't put it on there. But as you can see, the forge runs all the way through, and the diameter, I think I have a 5-inch opening here and a 4.5-inch height on it. But it is pretty decent. Maybe 5 inches both ways because the length of the brick. But that's all I have for you guys today. That's the gist of my forge and how I did it. And you want to make sure you tape everything up with the correct. You don't want to use plumber's tapes, but they make a tape just for gas, so it doesn't leak in the gauge, as you can hear the gas flowing through. Alright, I'll fire this up and I'll show you what it looks like, so hang on, guys. As you can see, the flames are blue, so that's what you want. So you can get a good heat coming out of your flames. See, there's no flame, no heat. There's heat coming up out of there, but it's not as hot as you think it would be. So that's the adjustable pads. That's what the my blower does in rocker. You can make it just different. That's what I wanted to throw out for you today. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.